Hi everyone, it's me, Little Bird. Thank you for watching these videos, and I am truly blessed to be able to share my story with you. Like, I am so grateful that Creator has not only answered prayers, that He has sent soulmates and angels, but He has generally saved my life. He has swooped down and put His hand around me at times. And picked me up out of that one spot and put me into another place. And sometimes he just wrapped his robe around me, protecting me. My life with my ex-husband wasn't all bad. He's not a bad person. And that was what I couldn't understand, why these things were happening. I know who I fell in love with. I know who he is on the inside. And I know that he had changed. People were saying that I was trying to change him into somebody that he's not. You can't teach an old dog new tricks and stuff like that. And all these stupid sayings. And these are people who didn't know him the way that I knew him. He opened up his spirit to me. That's our connection. It's a spiritual connection. And of course he can change. He changed. At certain times he would change. From being the man that I fell in love with, who would give up, who would take a baggie that was like this full of cocaine and sprinkle it into the snow just to prove that he would do that for me. To prove that I mattered more than drugs. Somebody who would take a bottle of liquor and dump it and tell me, okay, I see, I love you, I would choose love. And Brian has always chosen love. And it's really sad to see where he is today, because he chooses love, but he chooses to love the wrong person. But we'll get to that in a few more years and a few more episodes and later on in my story, because that all comes down to tie everything in together. Brian is a scared little boy. And he has a wonderful spirit. And it's too bad that my daughters didn't grow up knowing who their father truly is. Because if they know that I'm a good person, but their dad is just as good of a person as I am. But he's changed so much, and he has more regret today than he could ever imagine ever having in his life. And because of all that, he can't be the person that I knew. I know. When Brian and I found out that we were pregnant with our tiny diamond, we chose to be together again. And during the time from when we got to Grand Prairie, together, and we weren't together as a couple, but we were together as a family. My family began to see Brian with a different set of lenses. They started to see the person that I loved, the reasons why I loved him. My sister, who didn't respect my husband, who vowed never to forget that time that she had to save me. I almost took my life a few years before. She even started respecting him. My husband was the one who taught my nephew how to potty train. And she was blown away by how good of a dad he was when he wasn't drinking, when he wasn't partying, when he wasn't... And it wasn't that it was when he was partying and all that stuff. It was that those spirits weren't around him, distracting him and showing us their personality and not our loved ones. So my sister and I lived together. Well, she gave us a place to live while we found jobs and we accumulated money so that we could get our own place. And then one day, me and my spouse got into an argument, and we were together now. Now we are back together. We know that we're having a child, and my family knows that we are pregnant again. And my sister, after having no respect for my husband at all, kicked me out of her house because we had this fight. And I went and stayed at a women's shelter. And I was blown away. How could my sister kick me out of her house? How could she turn on me and allow my husband to stay there? When I was at the women's shelter, I was in a room by myself with my daughter. And we were back to square one again. We have absolutely nothing again. And I just thought, no, this can't be. Like, why does this keep happening to me? And I was reading the Bible, or I'm trying to read the Bible. What somebody had taught me was pray and ask for God to show you in the Word. You pray. So I prayed holding the Bible, and I opened up the Bible, and what I had asked was right there. And I'm like, wow, you do exist. This is real. And then inside my room, in the corner, it felt like somebody was staring at me this one night. And my Bible, it fell off of the bed and onto the floor, and that freaked me out. So I tried to go to sleep anyway, and I heard something walk in the room. And I'm just, no, this can't be happening again. This cannot be happening again. You see, the same things that happened with the spirits before at the house in Grand Prairie, or in Edmonton, at the house in Devon. I was at the me and my mom had a fight when I was 19, 18, when I was 18. And I had to go and stay at the women's emergency shelter in downtown Edmonton. And there was spirits in that room that I was staying in. And that time, like, me and my mom also have a curse on us. Me, my dad, and my mom have a curse on us. Me, my ex-husband, and my daughter Leilani, we have a curse on us. Me, my ex-boyfriend, and his family had a curse on us. Me and my ex in Turkey, we had a curse on us. Me and my fiance and his family, we had a curse on us. Me and my friends, we had a curse to separate us. And each time that these spirits seemed to be able to separate us, it was like they became more powerful. And I could see them, or I could feel them. And this was another time that I was feeling and hearing. And I couldn't understand how my sister, years after I had talked to her, like, why did you kick me out? And she's like, I never kicked you out. Yes, you did. That's why I left. No, you're wrong. No, I'm not wrong. I know exactly what happened in my life. I know exactly what happened in our lives. And I know that us people who hold on to a lot of anger and resentment and all those negative feelings, we're like a sponge for these dark spirits. And it's so that we can't see that light inside of ourselves anymore, and they feed off of us. My sister's relationship had ended, and she held on to a lot of stuff. And then she was okay once we ended up getting our own place. Because I got my own place when I was in that women's shelter. And everything was good again. And I finished off the rest of my pregnancy in peace. I even went to school while I was pregnant, because sometimes they don't accept you as a student if they find out that you're pregnant. So when they told me that they wouldn't accept any pregnant women, I didn't tell them that I was pregnant, because I was determined to go to school this time. And I did. I graduated. I helped 8 women graduate alongside of me. I had my baby and I was back there 4 days later. You know, that's an accomplishment. That's a huge accomplishment. And I didn't get the top mark in the class because I was so focused on helping other people achieve their goal that I didn't care if I reached the top. I have the potential to get the top marks in anything that I do, but and I have the potential to get the gold. Like when I was in track and field, I had the potential to get the gold. But if somebody in another team fell, I'd go back and I'd help them. And I'd get third, or I'd get second. And I wouldn't get first, and people would be like, you could have got first. Yeah, I know, but we all finished the race together. This isn't a race. Life isn't a race. It's a lesson on love. Self-love, intimate love, love of family, love of Creator. love of the Spirit.